Hello from my floor. I filmed this intro yesterday and I mistakenly deleted the footage, and so here I am having to start again. That's annoying. I'm a little hippie. And this is going to be a commentary of me reading Sarah J. Maas's Empire of Storms. If you watched my first commentary for both Empire of Storms and Tower of Dawn, you will know that I decided that it just wasn't expedient to, for me at least, to tandem read the two books. It just felt like it was dragging on. I wasn't enjoying it as much because it seemed to me that as I was getting into the story, into the flow of each book, I'd have to switch to the other. And then it's like this broken chain of storylines. And I get Empire of Storms and Tower of Dawn are occurring concurrently, and that they're two sides of the same coin. But at the same time, I like both of these books, but for different reasons. And I don't mind reading them one after the other. And I'm not saying that the tandem read is bad by any stretch of the imagination. I don't think that that's the case. But what I am saying is that for me personally, I don't mind reading them separately, honestly, and extending the time that I spend with this series in doing so. Currently, in Empire of Storms, I am on page 316, chapter 35, I believe. We're just kind of getting into the action of the war. We're finally getting some physical moves made on Aelin's part. So far in this book, we have been following Aelin, Rowan, Dorian, Manon, Elide, Lorcan, Lysandra, Adian, and I believe that's it. 8 characters in total, I believe. Don't quote me on that. I, for the most part, have not necessarily been caring about what Aelin's doing, because so far it's just been a lot of plotting and scheming. And like I said, we're just getting into like the heart of the war efforts at page 316 of a 650 page book. So you do the math. I was like, what is going on? And I am in no way complaining about the story being built up until this point, because I really, really enjoyed at least 2 other storylines. Elide and Lorcan, I'm just like, Dorian and Rowan, that was really good. That had me really intrigued. That was a big chunk of everything so far. And then Manon. So, I mean, I definitely had a lot to like focus on, and was happy to read those perspectives, those POVs from those people. So it's a good book. I like this book. I think I'm going to rate it 4 stars. I'm projecting 4 stars, maybe even 4.5 for this, and probably the same for Tower of Dawn, but we're not here to talk about Tower of Dawn. So yeah, so we're just getting into the wartime efforts. Aelin has now finessed her way into making her first like meaningful ally in the war efforts, which is really cool. And everybody is trying to figure out their place basically in this war, and pretty much looking for Aelin for the most part. And that's basically what's been going on, honestly, up until this point. So that's all I got for right now. Actually, while I have you here, this is not about Empire of Storms, but this is about the Throne of Glass series in general. And I just have to say this, and it's that I have heard a few people say that they want to read the series in publication order, and therefore they're going to read Assassin's Blade first. And I'm so sorry, but it makes no sense to me that you would read the Assassin's Blade first, because it wasn't written first. If we're talking about chronological order, Throne of Glass was written first. It was written in 2012, or at least published in 2012, and The Assassin's Blade wasn't published until 2014, 2 years later. So I don't know where we're getting the idea that we would ever read The Assassin's Blade first, but that just doesn't make any sense when you're being introduced to characters that have no bearing on the first half of the series. Like, that's really what The Assassin's Blade serves as, at least for me, is an introduction to characters that you don't meet until 4 books into the series. So, like, no. You, like, seriously, and these are characters that, like, end up having a POV in the books, or end up being pivotal to the storyline. You see what I'm saying? Aylin's first real meaningful ally was someone that we met in the very first Assassin's Blade story. And if you read the Assassin's Blade very first, what is this, 3 books ago? You're not, like, thousands upon thousands of pages ago, you're not gonna recall. And of course, the bits and pieces of that first story from Assassin's Blade are brought up, but it's not enough. You'd probably have to go back and read that story all over again to even remember what was going on or why it was significant, because it was the first story in Assassin's Blade. You see what I'm saying? And so, and then there are people that I've seen who like don't care about certain characters, and these are characters that were brought up in Assassin's Blade. And so I think that it has more of an impact, the Assassin's Blade has more of an impact when you read it. I read it third, which is right after Crown of Midnight, but I think you're supposed to read it after Air of Fire, which is even better because you're even closer to like the climax of the series, and you get these characters and they'll be fresh in your memory of like who they are and like what they mean. Assassin's Blade is not a throwaway book. It really isn't. It really is important to the latter half of Throne of Glass. And so, long story short, don't read Assassin's Blade first. Read it fourth or fifth. Read it fourth. Yeah, read it fourth. Read it after Air of Fire. Please. Please read it after Air of Fire. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. So it's been a few days since I've spoken in this video about Empire Storms. I haven't really been reading it that much, but I've been reading it today. And again, another character from the Assassin's Blade has made an appearance in the story as a pivotal point in the storyline of Empire Storms. Like, how many books is this into the series? There's 5 books. 5 books into the series. All I'm saying is that no, Assassin's Blade should not be read first. Assassin's Blade should not be read first. Okay? Okay. Okay, so I have about 15 minutes left of Empire of Storms, and I like I had no idea how much I cared about Aylin as a character until the ending of this book. Like, I cried real tears for Aelin Ashriver Galathinius. And the twists and turns at the... Dude, what? Oh my god. Like... Hold up. Chapter 74, bro. Chapters like 72 to 75. Dude, give me a freaking break. Are you insane? Like, are you insane? I was at my desk and I was shooketh when I tell you that I think I'm gonna rate this book 4.5 stars. I think it's gonna be 4.5 stars. Because what the heck? And I still stand by my sentiment that you should read Assassin's Blade either 3rd or 4th. Yeah, this was so crazy. And then for a second there, I was regretting even deciding to stop tandem reading, because I'm like, damn, now I want to go to Kingdom of Ash, but I can't do that because I have to read Tower of Dawn. Now look, I loved Tower of Dawn. I did. But oh my freaking goodness. And then, but I just feel like if I would have felt the same way about Empire of Storms, if I would have continued tandem reading it, because again, you have to keep breaking the story. You have to keep breaking the storyline to go to this other storyline. Again, they're happening concurrently, but we're not following the same group of people, okay? It was just like annoying to me because I enjoy both of these books for different reasons, and I have that regret for like a millimeter of a second, just a millimeter, because I love Tower of Dawn so much that I'm like, no, because she's probably gonna rip my heart out and rip it to shreds in Tower of Dawn too. So like, I probably shouldn't. But oh my god, I really love Empire of Storms. I love Throne of Glass. That's crazy. I never thought that I would say that. Kristen from what, 6-7 months ago would have never believed that I'm saying this right now, but it's so true. Has a special place in my heart, and I feel like if once I read it again, it'll probably grow on me even more and more and more and more and more until I absolutely love it, just like Harry Potter did. Hi. So I finished Empire of Storms yesterday. I think I'm settling on a 4.5 rating. I really enjoyed it. That ending, if you couldn't tell, just left me so speechless and just at a loss for any intelligible words. So now that I'm done, I'm going to go ahead and begin my commentary for Tower of Dawn, because I am trying to finish it by the end of November, so I literally have 2 days. So that's going to bring us to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you have a good day. I hope you have a good evening, and most importantly, I hope you read a good book, and I'll see you when I see you. Bye.